Good morning. It is now 7 a.m. on Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. And my apartment is the cleanest and tidiest it has been since I moved here almost 2 years ago, back in June 2021. And so I decided that today I would give you folks an updated tour of sorts of my apartment. Because, yeah, with me having moved, um, I moved a lot of things around, especially in the game room. The game room is the biggest change since that original tour video I did back in July of that year. So yeah, things have changed a lot. So I'd like to actually do the tour now. So basically, you come in through here. This is my door, and I always drop my shoes right here too. And up here we have my AC. I've had this AC since summer 2021. This AC has been perfect. It does the perfect job for me to keeping my apartment cool no matter how hot it gets outside. Of course, it's Wisconsin. We usually don't get hotter than like low 90s. It's very rare to get any higher than that. But still, it's very handy for me because it just so happens that I sleep right here. This is kind of how my setup is kind of weird because I have my bed set up right here at basically right by the door. As crazy as it is, I have this lamp right here, and this lamp is the only light source I have in this particular room right here. This room, for some reason, there is a light switch here, but it doesn't connect to anything. Yeah, there's no light in here, so I don't know what that outlet's connected to. So yeah, this is the only light source I have in here, basically. Um, so next to my bed, another issue with the setup is that I have to crawl across my bed to get to this closet here, this first closet. And inside here, I basically have like my seasonal clothes, basically. Like I have my winter coats, and these are my work clothes I used to wear, like back when I was a supervisor position at Walmart. So I had a more professional clothes, but I don't wear them anymore, so I don't know why I have them there. All my backpacks and laptop cases are up there. That's one of the cat carriers I had when I had Lao. That's one of my. This is also where I store my space heaters when I'm not using them. So I have one up there, but that one uses a lot more power than the other one that I've been using the past couple of years. I don't use that one. There's some I also keep cardboard in here for use when I move again. Um, yeah, there's the other space heater, and there's a fan right here. There's a lot. There's like pretty much stories behind everything that's in here. I don't know. I think my clothes are in there. Yeah, I have more clothes in here. Basically, so it's gone pretty bad. I haven't done my laundry in quite a while, so I have a huge pile of clothes right here next to my bed, and also even more clothes in that bag there. So I have a lot of clothes I need to wash whenever that time comes. But yeah, it's all that's in this first closet here. Um, by the way, this is my work phone. I have a second phone I use for work, and it's a Samsung Galaxy X cover or something like that. They hand these out to us for free, basically, and we just have to use them for work, but we can also use them outside of work, and they cost nothing for us. Basically, you just need like Wi-Fi, and you have to pay for the data if you get any on it. But I don't need that because I got my personal phone. It's my coin jar, basically. I need this because we have coin-operated laundry here, so I have to collect quarters just to do my damn laundry, which is what's kept me from doing it all this time. Is just the fact that I need quarters, and I don't exactly have an efficient way to get them. This bookcase right here, this houses a bunch of my games I have, but we'll get to the actual content of the bookshelf later. But on top, I have some things that you can see out from the back where I lay on my bed, basically, and that is the headset that I use, my Cloudflight Wireless. This is the headset that I use for my PC, because the nice thing is I can walk around my apartment, and it's wireless, so I can hear what's on my PC like anywhere in my apartment as long as I'm wearing the headset. This is the Nintendo 64 controller I use. It's a third-party controller, but to me, this is the best one out there. The Captain, I think it's Hyperkin. I don't know for sure, but I think the brand is Hyperkin, and it's a Captain. It's in the N64. This controller is basically the same as any other N64 controller. It's very similar to an official Nintendo one, but the control stick is like the GameCube controller, so it's so much better. It's a significant improvement over the original Nintendo controller. It's one of the rare cases where I actually recommended a third-party controller over the original controller, basically, because the control stick on the original N64 controller is just shit. This is the case for my Super Nintendo controller for the Switch that I have. So, yeah. I have the Super Nintendo controller. I don't have the NES or N64 Nintendo Switch Online controllers, but whatever. This is actually a cat suit. I'm not going to wear this on video. I actually did during that one vlog a couple months ago where I showed my PC. I was actually wearing it behind the camera. But don't expect me to wear this on camera, except maybe for like a... I actually had an idea for like wearing this like during... because eventually Misai and I are going to be living together. And we're going to be doing co-op Let's Plays together. And one of them is going to be Super Mario 3D World. And I thought, oh, that'd be a perfect time to wear this if we're going to be doing Let's Plays together and stuff. So yeah, you'll probably see me wearing this during that or something like that. I don't know. Here's a stack of paperwork I have to go through. There's going to be quite a few of these throughout the apartment because I haven't gotten around to... There's so much paperwork I have to go through and sort and kind of put into neat... So I have a lot... So basically, I didn't throw away any of my homework or schoolwork growing up, basically, like, at all. I kept all of it. So you could say I'm kind of a paper hoarder, sort of. So I have stuff from high school, university, even middle school, that I'm going to sort into binders, basically, and keep them stored somewhere. But for now, I have them here. I think that's mostly artwork from high school and also university stuff. There's a bunch of stuff stored under the bed, too, like my PS4 Pro box, the air conditioner box, the SpongeBob Revenge, or Battle for Key Bomb Rehydrated box, the big collector's item, which was a total waste of money because those things went down in value. Also, the box from my PC is in there too. There's a lot of crap on there. I could do like, I don't know, like I don't want this vlog to be too long, but I want to show as much as possible so I don't have to come back and do another tour vlog later. I don't know. But yeah, here's the box from my PC. I can't show I gotta be careful what I show here because my name is somewhere on here. But this was a pickup order I did with Best Buy, and that's how I got it. Also other PC components as well. Oh yeah, also my monitors in here too. The most expensive one I have, the Predator, the Acer Predator XB3 or whatever it's called. Because it's really special because it's got 240 hertz. That's the refresh rate of it. It's among the highest I've seen. That's what makes it so expensive. It's like $360. Okay, so actually moving on to the apartment itself. I gotta clean this rug still, but this rug is very old. I've had this since I lived at my mom's house, like back in, gosh, like basically I've had this rug for about 20 years, I think, basically. So that's why it looks not so good. Could use some work. This is a built-in heater of the apartment that I never use because it's gas heating, and I don't trust myself with gas heating because I don't want to get carbon monoxide poisoning and just blah 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 stuff like that. So instead, during the winter time, I just set my space heater right here, and I use that to heat my whole apartment. And it works perfectly, actually. It does the job. So I don't need this space heater. I don't use it. I just kind of store stuff on it. Blackout curtains because I sleep during the daytime. So yeah, it keeps it dark in here, so I can sleep during the afternoons. Okay, so first bookshelf right here. We have my Wii U library down here, because it is now stored here, whereas in the original tour video I did 2 years ago, it was it was all stacked up like inside the closet in the game room, I think. But now I have them right here all set up. So yeah, this is not the whole North American library. I'm getting pretty close. I have like 30 more games or so left to get, and then I'll have the full North American Wii U library. But this is pretty much every game I'll probably ever play, honestly. So, or like even more than that, basically. But yeah, as far as the Wii U library goes, I'd recommend, because here's the thing, there's still a bunch of great games on the Wii U that did not make it to Switch yet. There's Xenoblade Chronicles X. That's probably the best game on the Switch, I'd say, to get, or best game on the Wii U that you can't get on the Switch. That'll probably never be on the Switch, so I recommend getting a Wii U just for this game alone. But there's also Smash Bros. 4. I don't have the DLC for that, though. But there's also Yoshi's Woolly World. You know, those 3 games alone are basically worth getting a Wii U for. But there's just other stuff, too. All sorts of neat stuff. Like, I'm not going to go over the games for every single console, because we just don't have that kind of time. But, I mean, this video is probably going to still end up being like an hour long or so, whatever. But Wii Party U is probably also a game worth getting a Wii U for as well. They're definitely not going to port that over. There's also Wii Sports Club. I don't have that yet. That's one of the more expensive games that you have to buy physically, and so it's pretty hard to get. It's probably be even harder for me to get because it's with the Wii U eShop closed. You can't get it digitally, so people can only get physically. So that's probably gonna drive up the price for that thing. Damn. Okay. Any other games here? Yeah. So Smash 4 right there. Super Mario Maker, the original one. I guess you could get a Wii U for that, but Super Mario Maker 2, I think, kind of replaced it. Same for Super Mario 3D World. They have that on the Switch now. Star Fox Zero, that is a Wii U exclusive, but are you really going to get a Wii U for this game? I don't think so. That game sucks. The only SpongeBob game on the Wii U, Plankton's Robotic Revenge, already let's play that. So yeah, there's that. The original Splatoon. These two Sonic games, I know Sonic Boom is shit. Sonic Lost World, I heard that's not very good either. But Sonic Racing, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. I heard that's actually a really good Sonic game, actually, a Sonic Racing game. So as far as Mario Kart clones, you can't do much worse. Okay, so this is one of the more recent games. I got Shakedown Hawaii, actually, yeah. I have Shantae up here, but I also have Shakedown Hawaii, and that's one of the last games ever released on the Wii U, and that was quite a bit more valuable, actually. Yeah, Shantae, Scribblenauts. Yeah, I just don't want to go over everything, but yeah, it's kind of tempting too, honestly. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Yeah, this has some of Nintendo's not so good games as well, so just too much to go through, too much. But yeah, that's all of it. I don't know if you want me to, I could do a full go through of the library, I guess, eventually. I don't know if I've ever done that a few times. But yeah, gamepad, controllers, Pro controllers. Okay, Switch library. I don't have any new stuff to mention since the last video. I mean, if you really want to know, you can check my backloggery. But yeah, these are basically all the games I have, so you can just kind of pause and look at them, basically, to see the whole library. This is my Switch eShop, my Switch Super Nintendo controller. Very good for playing SNES games. My Switch Pro controller, second one, or actually first one. This one's not. Yeah, this one's pretty old and used up. I've had this since May 2017, I think. So it's been pretty used. It looks good, but trust me, it doesn't play as well. Like, basically, it's got drift issues, kind of. Joy-Cons. The one PlayStation Vita game I have, SpongeBob Hero Pants, I still haven't played it yet. I do have a Vita now, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, I can play that now if I want to. 3DS library right here. This has not changed much since the last tour video, but if you really want to see all the games I have, you can just kind of pause it here, and you'll be able to see. Okay, moving on. Aladdin Deck Enhancer for the NES. I have this, and as you can see, it is still sealed in the original shrink wrap, and I refuse to open it. Eventually, I'm just going to get another Aladdin Deck Enhancer and just open that one and use it, but this one will remain sealed to keep the value high, I guess. Yes, I'm one of those people, so I'm doing that shit. Okay, PS4 library. Yooka-Laylee. This is one of the first PS4 games I got, so it's kind of special in that regard for me. But otherwise, it's not a very remarkable game. But maybe if I play it more in depth for a Let's Play, then I'll have better feelings for it. I don't know. Spyro Reignite Trilogy, played a little bit of that. There's 2 SpongeBob games. Cosmic Shake, I haven't played that yet. But yeah, just a lot of great games here. I haven't played yet, but I heard are good. I don't know, except for this one. Misa said this one's shit. Last of Us Last of Us Part 2. Dishonored, Crash Bandicoot games. Astrobot's Rescue Mission for PlayStation VR. That one was pretty fun from what I have played. But a lot of these PS4 games I have that I haven't played yet, I got them just because they were cheap. But Corso Joe told me Bloodborne's really good. Like, he played that one for a long time. Okay, so Xbox library. Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Rare Replay is really good. I've had a lot of fun with that so far. Just, yeah, really loving all the great games on there. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, stuff like that. Just having them remastered on there. Or not remastered per se, but like just enhanced ports, basically from the Xbox 360. Spyro Reignite Trilogy again. I've Yeah, Xbox One's the way I play it now because the Xbox One's more powerful. I have the Xbox One X. So that was the most powerful console of the 8th generation, so that's why I used it if I can. Halo games. Final Fantasy 15 Deluxe Edition. So yeah, but these... Okay, so Xbox Series X here. Yeah, I haven't gotten any new games on this since Dark Alliance, I think it was. Or Elden Ring, I don't remember which one was the last one I got. But or Halo Infinite, maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. PS5. These are the games I have for it. I haven't really updated the library at all either since then. Oh, I would say for the Xbox Series X, this controller, I really like to use this for emulators actually, so it's very handy for that. But I haven't played a lot of Xbox Series X games besides Immortals Phoenix Rising. PS5 controller, the DualSense, very good controller. Highly recommend this. Although I do have a problem with whenever I do try to use this on my PC, it always switches the speaker on my PC to the speaker on the DualSense, which is not a speaker. It's a microphone, isn't it? It doesn't actually have a speaker, and yet it still recognizes the PS5 DualSense as a speaker. So it automatically switches my PC to this for the speaker, and it's so annoying. So that's why I don't use the DualSense. Or I think the DualShock 4 is the same problem. This is my original Wii U gamepad. It's cracked. The screen is, so it's not usable. I got the Zelda Twilight Princess HD box there complete, as well as Amiibo Festival. Not that that's difficult to get. Switch OLED. I have the Switch OLED, and that's the box for it. Chibi Robo Ziplash up there. As well as all my Amiibo figures. These are all the ones I have. Not a very expansive collection, but it's good enough for now. Okay, so this is the couch gaming setup, basically, for playing on the couch here, which is next to my bed. So basically, it's kind of convenient. Someone can watch TV while sitting on my couch here, but also I can watch TV from laying on my bed too at the same time. So it's really handy for this setup. So we have this is a Vizio 43-inch TV. I've had this since 2021 or 2020, I can't remember. And it's been okay. It's a decent TV, I guess. But all TVs sold at Walmarts don't go above 60 Hz, so these are not recommended for gaming per se. But it's fine enough for me because I only care about going up to 60 FPS anyways. So behind the TV, I have my 9th gen consoles. We have the Xbox Series X here, and PlayStation 5 over there on the other side. Now in front, we have my Switch OLED model. This is the second Switch that I have. The other one's the original Switch. And here we have two sensor bars. We have the Wii sensor bar. This is this is not my original Wii sensor bar. This is one I got with the Wii I bought last year. We'll go into that later, though. And the second one is my Wii U sensor bar that came with the Wii U, I think. I think so, yeah. And Xbox 360 Connect, because I have a 360. So this is not my original Wii U. This is the second Wii U that I bought from Start Over Games back in early 2021. And also I have, since I have so many HDMI ports, or cords, there's only 3 ports on this TV. So I use a switch box basically for most of the inputs. So yeah. So on the second level here, we have the Xbox 360S. Yeah, Xbox 360S, the Star Wars edition. I love the R2-D2 sound it makes whenever I open and close the disc tray and turn on the console. It's really cool. Also, we have original Wii here. Well, not the original Wii, but like just a later edition that was black. But it still has the GameCube backwards compatibility, so you can still play GameCube games on here and use GameCube controllers, so that's good. But yeah, and I have it hooked up to an HDMI converter for the Wii also. And apparently that's supposedly a better way to play Wii games, actually, is to upscale the Wii rather than playing them on Wii U. Because the Wii U apparently like scales the picture wrong or something like that. Like it has additional black bars on the screen that you won't see on the Wii, so it is what it is. But yeah, I guess that's a better way to play the Wii games than it's just on the original Wii. On the bottom here, we have the DK Bongo drums for the GameCube accessory. And then we have, on the right here, we have my second... This is the GameCube I grew up with that we had at my dad's house. This one does not have the digital video outputs on the back. It just has the the original composite output, basically AV multi-out or whatever it's called. So this thing can only do 480i at best, basically. It can't do a progressive scan, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So instead I have an HDMI converter for this GameCube hooked up to it. Nintendo Entertainment System. This one is very special to me. This is my original NES I got back in 2009 for Christmas. This is basically my foray into retro gaming, essentially, as a 14-year-old, or 15 at the time. Yeah, I had just turned 15. No, 14. Yeah, I was 14. Because this was right after I started making YouTube videos, and I did a review of this console, like, actually the day after I got it. But yeah, here it is. So unfortunately, this one's yellowed. I'm gonna have to learn about the whole retrobrighting process to get rid of the yellowing on this thing. But it also, I think I also have to open up and clean it too. Like, I need to actually do a proper cleaning of the console, but otherwise it works fine. And so yeah, that's basically my couch setup and what I have here currently. I did have a fat PS3 here, but we'll get into that later because it's actually somewhere else right now and not in the same state that it was. So yeah, here's my coffee table, which is normally kind of like spread in between the TV and not so close to the couch, so you can actually sit on the couch. And on here, and on the coffee table here, this is my gaming laptop that I got back in January or February 2021, I'm not sure. But I had to pay it off for a few months because that's one of those things I took out a loan for, just like my current PC. But yeah, this is what I was using before I got my new PC earlier this year. And it's a really good one. It's a ROG Strix, ROG, Republic Gamer Strix, and I don't remember the exact model number, but basically it was very expensive. It was like $1,400 at Walmart, $1,300, something like that, so I had to pay it off over time with the loan. And the graphics card is an RTX 2070, so it's an older graphics card, but it's still pretty advanced, so it's still a pretty good laptop for playing games, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll also get some use out of it, despite the fact that I have a new PC now. Under the coffee table is another box of paperwork I have to go through, so there's that. There's my headset, my HyperX Cloud Flight. And here we have my PC. As you can see, I exported a vlog. This is April 25th vlog, so I'm finally getting back to posting the vlog starting today with this one. So this should be up by noon. It's already 7:30 a.m., so I need to get on that. Okay. My N64 controller that I showed you the box of. This is the Captain. I was using it to play Mario 64 and Project 64. It's my microphone, Yeti Nano. This is the Misai monitor. I usually have Misai on here, but yeah, she wasn't. I didn't know if she wanted to be shown or not, so I didn't have her on screen right now. Panasonic TV. So this. Okay, I should probably wait. Hang on. Let's go back. So this is the Predator monitor. This is a 240 hertz. So this is the one I use for gaming, essentially. This monitor right here. And this monitor is just a regular Walmart's monitor you can get, or at least you could get back in like 2016 or 2017. And it's only 60 hertz refresh rate. It's just a regular computer monitor. It's not meant for gaming or anything, so I don't use it for that. This is my PC. I already showed this to you a few months ago, so yeah, you kind of get the idea. But right here behind the monitor is my Nintendo Switch, my original one from 2017. And I even have some external hard drives here, but I also have an internal hard drive in my PC that's 2 terabytes, so I have plenty of space to work with in terms of like videos and stuff. Below the second monitor in my computer desk here, we have some good consoles for retro gaming, essentially. So we have SNES Classic, NES Classic. Back here is the PlayStation Classic. You can't see it, but who cares? That console sucks. This is Classic Q. Basically, it just plays NES games, and it has the AV out. For some reason, when I bought this console, I thought it was HDMI. I was very stupid and didn't read the box. That's my fault. But yeah, regardless, you can still play NES games on it, so it is what it is. And you got the full stereo sound on instead of mono with the original NES, so it is what it is. I keep all my capture cards stored in here, basically, when I'm not using them. This is where I have my old PC set up down here. Okay, so this is where we have my old PC set up. This is the Dell XPS I showed you in the vlog 2 months ago, so I don't need to go back into that. But yeah, I got my accessories and components for it up here. And so, right next to my computer desk, we have the console setup that I use to record games on consoles, is basically. So I need to turn on light here to show this. So I have them all hooked up to this one TV right here, and this is the Panasonic TV that I've had since I lived with my dad back in 2012 or 2013 or something like that. So 10 years later, it still works perfectly fine. It's a 1080p TV, so it's good enough. Up here we have the camera for the PlayStation 4 camera. So that's for, specifically I use it for VR, basically PlayStation VR. And so under the TV is on a monitor stand of sorts, basically, and it fits. It has enough room under it for the PS2. This is where I have my fat model PS2. But again, this PS2 doesn't work, so I don't use it anymore, and I'm gonna have to replace it. But I got all the components for it at least, so that's good. Here's my original Xbox. Also thinking about replacing that, or just opening up and removing the clock capacitor, whatever works. I could just do that. Behind the PlayStation 2 and the TV itself, we have the PlayStation VR headset. This is where I keep it when I'm not using it. This is my Sega Dreamcast. This also has yelling on it, so I could probably use some retro brighting too. PS3 Slim. I haven't played this much yet, but yeah, so when we're ready to play PS3 games. 2 capture cards. We have Dazzle. I can't use this on my new PC because it just doesn't work at all. It's too old. It's a capture card from 2009, so it's not surprising. But yeah, basically I have to hook this up to my old desktop in order to use it. Probably same for the Diamond GC1500. I don't know for sure. You can use a component on that, so yeah, that was good for recording Xbox with the Sims Hit and Run Let's Play before I realized I could do 60 FPS. But anyways, HDMI switches. There's actually 2 of them here, believe it or not. 2 of them, each of them have 4 HDMI hookups. And this is the box for the PlayStation VR. You have to hook up to the PS4. It's quite a mess, basically. I'm glad they fixed up the PSVR 2, is what I heard, but I'll have to get a PSVR 2 headset myself and find out. This is my GameCube with the Eon MK2, so I can use progressive scan. And the GameCube games look beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous in progressive scan. So if you ever get the opportunity to play GameCube games in progressive scan, I highly recommend doing that because they look so good. Like, it feels like you're playing the game remastered, basically, compared to 480i or 360p or whatever. They just look so much better. And I'm hoping to find a way to showcase that in the future with future Let's Plays, basically. This is my main capture card I use, the Elgato HD60. It works just perfectly fine, so I continue to use it to this day. Moving on, this is the Xbox One X. So whenever I have Xbox One games to LP in the future, I'll have this here, as well as my PS4 Pro. Thank you so much, my mom, for getting me this back in 2017. I'm so glad it branched off from Nintendo finally at that point. Here we have my original Wii U that my mom got me back in Christmas of 2012, right after the system launched. I keep this plugged in at all times because I heard about this this rumor where if you don't have the Wii U hooked up for several years, it'll actually die, like the console brick, basically. I don't know all the specifics about it, but that's what I've heard, so I keep it plugged in at all times, even when I'm not using it. And below the table, we have the Nintendo 64. So it's kind of inconvenient. I kind of have to reach in there just to pull and put in the cartridges. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's the best place I could put it, basically. Down here is where all the wires hook up, basically. And also hooked up is this long wire, which hooks up to my Oculus Quest 2, or MetaQuest 2 as it's called now these days. So that's basically all the entire console recording setup that I have here. Yeah, it's quite a mess, but it's very nice to have this and just be able to play like almost any console here, basically, because you can imagine that some of these are backwards compatible with other stuff, so that also helps out a little bit. Also, I'd like to reiterate that I did actually play through Metroid Prime 2 Echoes on Trilogy on my Wii U here up to the parts, episode 42, it has to be recorded. So basically now I have the option of doing it either on Dolphin or on my Wii U and just record normally, but I don't know for sure what I'm going to do. Okay, so now moving on to the big 6th-gen bookcase, basically, because it's basically two of them put together, like, you know, smushed together, but like it's basically the entire 6th-gen library they have. But let's start on top. So we have the PS4 Move controllers. I think that's what they're called. And basically, I have to use them. You have to use them for some VR games. That's why I have them. Otherwise, I don't really have any other PS4 Move, actual PS4 Move games. And then we have some game boxes up here. I have, let's see, we got the box for Donkey Kong 64, which I got back in 2018. I usually collect boxes just my favorite games on consoles, or if I can afford to get a box for a regular game or whatever. Let's get these out of the way. So yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball, Major League Baseball, featuring Ken Griffey Jr. This game is just special to me just because it's the first sports game that I watched my brother play back in the day. So it's basically, the game is very nostalgic to me for that reason, but not for me playing it, because I'm not much of a sports game player, per se. Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, N64, Micro Machines Turbo 64, Tonic Trouble, N64. We got some NES boxes here, Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle, Fester's Quest, Deadly Towers. And on Super Nintendo, we have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. And also Mario Paint, which I got the box for a few years ago. There's the box for my PS2 HDMI converter. So these games right here that I have stacked here, and also these are the N64 and label stickers I got from Etsy. So aside from, like, these are basically games that I don't need per se, or that aren't mine. Basically this is Corsair Joe's copy of Wind Waker that I've had for the past several years, like since 2017 when I was going to do a Let's Play of Zelda Wind Waker, and I got 30 episodes in but didn't finish it. So I have to return that to him. But otherwise, the rest of these games are intended to be traded back in, basically, because I got extra copies of them. Like Kirby's Dream Collection, I got the actual box for it recently, so I'm going to trade in my original copy of it. And same goes for the other games. These other games are just extras, or like, for this case, we have the SpongeBob movie on Xbox. This is the Platinum Hits Edition, and actually I'm probably going to keep that now, but originally I was going to get rid of it because I got the original non-Platinum Hits copy, which I wanted, but I might actually keep that, honestly. Okay, next year we have the box for my PS5, which I'm very proud to have and proudly display up top here, because, yeah, those things were not easy to get back in 2021 when I got it, and obviously it's changed since then. They're a lot easier to get these days, and I'm very happy that scalpers are paying the price and having to resell them at a loss now at this point, so I'm actually very happy about that, so fuck those people. This is for the PS5 Media Remote, which I have, which I've never used actually. So yeah, in case anyone was back here, this is the OtterBox, which I use as that's the case of my personal phone that I have. It's kind of expensive, so that's why I'm kind of displaying it. Just anything expensive, like any expensive boxes, I like to display basically on top of my bookcases. Okay, so now actually onto the libraries themselves. So up top we have GameCube. These are the top 4 parts of the shelves basically. So I think I already did a video recently showing my GameCube library that I have, so I don't need to go back into this, but yeah, needless to say, GameCube is still one of my favorite consoles of all time. I don't know if it's my favorite per se, but it's definitely one of my favorites of all time, which is so many great games here. You know, I got the whole Zelda set on GameCube. Like, basically the only first party or second party or whatever GameCube games I'm missing are the Pokemon games, because those are so expensive, so overly priced these days, and that's just in general for every Pokemon game out there. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but for some reason those games are highly overpriced, and it's not worth for me to pay for them anyways, because I don't plan on playing them like anytime soon. So, you know, I don't know, like, it's so difficult to get into the Pokemon games like as an adult rather than as a kid. Right here I have my GBA library, just kind of tucked right here by my GameCube library. You know, the Spyro games, or yeah, 2 Spyro games, Season of Ice and Season of Flame, Land Scorpiantis, you know, all the SpongeBob games, basically. Mario Kart Super Circuit. These are extras. Player's Choice copy of Madagascar, because I now have the original non-Player's Choice copy of Madagascar right here, so I have 2 copies of it. And I noticed that the discs actually look different, you know, because this is the Player's Choice copy that I got back in 2005, and I noticed that or around that time or whatever, like when the movie came out, and I noticed that the disc is white, but on the regular non-Player's Choice copy that I got, it's blue. And not only that, but like the artwork, I think the artwork is different too on both sides. Yeah, they have like a different picture. This is the original non-Player's Choice copy. They have this picture right here. Interact with totally new characters and locations unique to the game. And, but here, yeah, on the Player's Choice copy, they instead have this, Parents' Choice Silver Honor. So it's Parents' Choice and Player's Choice? That's kind of weird. But yeah, that's what I have. And, right here is also where I have the highly fabled sought out GameCube player disc. That's really hard to get if you don't have it already. But yeah, just so many great games. I could talk in depth about a lot of these games. They're my favorites. The SpongeBob games. I haven't played the Spyro games yet. You know, just I don't know. I could just go on forever about this. Oh yeah, Metroid Prime. So the reason why I have 2 copies of Metroid Prime is because this one is the one that has the bonus disc, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes demo disc. So, and I did that. I showed that for the blind Let's Play way back in 2015. So I just kind of have that as an extra now. And then this is the just regular copy that doesn't have anything extra with it. But yeah, that's my GameCube library. Again, if you're curious to just kind of get a look at what games I have, you can just pause, you know, at any point here to see. Just a lot of great stuff here. Okay, so that's it for GameCube. In the middle, we have OG Xbox. There's not much here, and I have a bunch of HDMI converters I've bought over the past couple years, trying to get that damn thing upscaled to HDMI because it's been so difficult for no reason. Anyways, so these are the games we have. You kind of see them. I can go in depth if you want to in another video. But yeah, just all the important stuff like Blinks. Well, I don't know if that's important per se, but yeah, just Blinks, the Conquer Reloaded, Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex. This I highly recommend. If you're gonna play Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex, I highly recommend the Xbox version. That's all I'm gonna say on that for now. Maybe I'll play that again someday. I don't know, but yeah, just play the Xbox version for Pete's sake. You're complaining about the loading times. But yeah, it's my Xbox library. It's not that big, but honestly, these are pretty much most of the games that I want for it. And anytime I go to a game store, I just don't see any other games I want to get. It's like, what else would you get? I'm sure there's plenty of others. Especially the Madden games here. The only one I'm missing is Madden 09, which happens to be the last game that was ever released on the original Xbox. So, yeah. But, yeah, everything else is good. Oh yeah, this blank case here, I think this is Spyro Heroes Tale. Yeah, Spyro Heroes Tale. I think I saw that at Press Star Games a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I should have picked it up while I was there. Damn it. Oh well, I'll probably see it again sometime. Okay, and then at the bottom here we have PlayStation 2, which is one of my larger libraries. And also, at the very end here, we have 3 Dreamcast games. So these are the only Sega Dreamcast games I have. And they are Sonic Adventure, Echo the Dolphin, and Dinosaur. I could have swore I had Sonic Adventure 2. I guess I don't. Damn. Well, I could have bought that because I'm pretty sure I saw that at the store the other day. Okay. I'll have to remember to get that next time I see it at a store. Okay. Alright. But yeah, PlayStation 2. Again, I could go in depth with that later in another video. But this would probably be a very long video on its own, just going through the entire PS2 library, honestly, that I have. But still, a lot of great games here, especially Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. That's going to be, yeah, this for sure is going to get a Let's Play, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, because this is one of my favorite games on the PS2, specifically on the PS2. I don't care for the Xbox and GameCube version, so we're going to play that sometime. But also Ratchet & Clank games, Jak and Daxter, I have those too. Precursor Legacy, Jak 2, Jak 3. And there was also Sly Cooper. I was having a hard time finding, yeah, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus and Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. I guess I'm missing the second game, basically. But yeah, just a lot of good stuff here. Anyways, that's it for the 6th gen bookcase here. Moving on here. This part's a little messy, still kind of some work to do here as far as tidying up goes, but yeah, I got my microwave and my printer here, basically. This printer, though I haven't used it in a long time, I don't know if it's still functional or not, or if it's... I just haven't bothered setting it up. I probably could have done that to help with the passport process, but whatever. My friend was very helpful with that, so I thank her very much for that. Um, these oh yeah, these are the books I'm using to learn Chinese. Actually, these are also my study books too, I do believe, because I think I have notes like from when I started learning, didn't I? No, I haven't used this one yet. Okay, I haven't used this one. Or did I? Or maybe it's just backwards. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so these are my notes from when I was started learning. Is this? Wait a second. I'm trying to see. What is this? It's not upside down. Like, was this from when I was learning Korean? I think so. Yeah, I think this is from when I was learning Korean. So that was early April last year. I got the consonants and the vowels. Yeah, that was okay. So yeah, this is from when I was learning Korean. I still have the notes from when I started. There, at some point, I was labeling the dates, but I guess I didn't do that per se. And then eventually it transitions into Japanese, learning hiragana and katakana. America no kata desu ka? Hai, America jin desu. This is kind of the starting process, basically. Konnichiwa. Nihonjin ja arimasen. Yeah, I'm not good at pronouncing it quite yet. Yeah, I took a shit ton of notes. Like, more notes than I probably ever did. Like, I'm probably better at taking notes now than I ever was when I was actually in school. Like, just doing this as a hobby, like, it's actually a big difference. Okay, so yeah, this is where it stops. Okay. And then I have this book for learning Mandarin Chinese characters. And this book is really cool. I highly recommend this if you're learning Chinese, because basically it teaches you how to write the characters, and it teaches you about the characters. But this is for Volume 1. It handles HSK Level 1 and AP Exam Prep. So basically, yeah, this is all like HSK 1 characters, but I think I know all of them, actually, I think. I don't know for sure. But yeah, so I'm making good progress here. Okay, we need to go back, because we had to... I don't know if I want to make a circle or anything, but basically, back to the couch here. I have a first aid kit in case I need one. I just bought it, just in case kind of thing. And then also, this is my original toolbox from 2016 or 2015 that my dad got me. The problem with this toolbox is I kind of screwed up because like I put screws in the wrong place and stuff, so like it's all confusing. I don't know where stuff is supposed to go now in there. It's just kind of all messed up. Like obviously it would basically at this point it would take a professional to properly rearrange them back to where they were. So I don't know. So I bought a new toolbox, like a small one, just for the console stuff. Anyways, this is 7th generation. So, but first of all, up top we have Xenoblade Chronicles X Special Edition because that's my favorite game on the Wii U. And I really want to play that again someday, like later this year probably. Like this game is so good, like despite how long it is and how long and some parts kind of drag on a bit, I still play this game like every single year because I love it so much. Okay, and then we have these are just accessories for the Oculus Quest 2, the link cable and the head strap. It's a lot more comfortable now with that. Okay, next. Okay, so one of my larger collections again is Wii. But yeah, some of the newer editions I have is Kirby's Dream Collection, the actual box. I love this Super Mario collection I have. Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. Like, even though this was a shitty way to celebrate Mario's 25th anniversary, it was still really cool to have this box, basically. I can say that much at least. Super Mario Galaxy 1, 2, Smash Bros. Brawl. There's a lot of great games on the original Wii, so definitely recommend picking one up if you don't already have one. And stacked up here we have my DS library, which I now play on my PC through Desime. But yeah, I just don't play these on original hardware anymore because it's a tiny screen. I'd rather play on a big screen, even though it looks like shit, but it's still the game, so it's still a lot of fun to play. I got Wii accessories here too as well, my Wii remotes and nunchucks and the Wii wheels and the draw pad and stuff like that, and the horrible shitty Epic Mickey nunchuck. Like this thing's horrible, like awful. This is the worst control stick I've ever used. Like it's just painful and stiff. Like it just hurts my thumb to use this at all. Like just any pressing on it. I just can't stand using that shit. Okay, right here we have my PS3 library. I already did a video on this last year, so I don't need to show this again. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't picked up that many games for it if I have recently. Yeah, there's PSP right there, just the 3 games I still have. Or 4, actually. 4, yeah. Here's the Xbox 360 right here. Yeah, it goes down to the bottom as well, actually. So yeah, it's a decent 360 collection that I have here. But I know there's a lot more great games in Xbox 360 I haven't tried yet, so... yeah, I'll get some more and go from there, basically. Okay, so this whole entire office setup that I have, it's like halfway in the living room and halfway in the kitchen. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to get a new chair. This chair I've had since 2016, and so yeah, it's like 7 years old, and it's kind of a little beat up because Lau kind of scratched it because I was very shitty about getting him proper scratching posts, so he took out my furniture, and I kind of deserve that. So yeah, I just need new furniture. Despite all this, I still really miss him. I really do. Yeah, halfway in the living room and halfway in the kitchen, because across from the bookshelf is my stove, but also here's my fridge. Yeah, I'm not going to explain this right here, but basically, yeah, this is just this is like remnants basically of like notes I took. So basically, what I did was part of learning Japanese is I kind of decided to like just kind of label stuff with sticky notes in my apartment that's with their Japanese names so I can memorize them easier. And that is a way to do it if you want to help yourself learn Japanese. So reizoko is a refrigerator and reitoko is a freezer. Again, I could be mispronouncing that. I apologize. And then more boxes on top of my freezer here. This is the classic Q box, Turtle Beach headset I used to use way back in the day. My high school diploma's there, so I don't want to show that. It's got my full name on there. And then up here, okay, gotta be careful I show up here because some stuff has my full name on it. But yeah, there's basically just boxes containing like a lot of stuff, essentially. But among these things is my license plate from Washington State, so I don't want to show that. But even though it's not really, it's obviously, probably wouldn't, I don't know if you'd find anything if you did search it, but I'm not going to show it just to be safe. But yeah, just boxes, boxes, boxes. Everything's up there. And so yeah, here we have the stove. And this is another method of me learning Japanese, is I wrote my entire calendar out in Japanese. And I would include the pronunciation Romanji, which I don't need anymore, but it's a good way to help yourself memorize the dates and stuff in Japanese if you want to. But so yeah, this is my stovetop. It's gas. Nothing more to say on that. Oven, which I never use because it always gets way too hot and causes the smoke detector to activate. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. George Foreman grill for burgers. Toaster oven, which I don't use because it doesn't work. Yeah. And of course the sink, which I don't use I use it very often, but like I don't have unfortunately I don't have a dishwasher. I really miss having a dishwasher back in my previous apartments, but yeah, so in here is where I keep all my breakfast, my mini wheats, because I really like to eat those for breakfast when I wake up at night. In here's where I keep all my dinner stuff, pastaroni, top ramen. I usually go for that stuff because I love noodles and pasta. What can I say? Spaghetti, dirty rice, mashed potatoes, hamburger helper, and just Ziploc bags, and duster kits and plates. Good stuff. And here, this is where I keep all my snacks and desserts. So we got Ritz crackers, Cheez-Its, chips. These are empty. I forgot to empty these out. Oh well. Some candy too. Yeah, good stuff. And in here, the small cabinets, I keep, this is where I keep my plates and bowls, basically. All the stuff I have to clean. There's that. And now, we're going into the game room for the first time since that original tour vlog back in 2021, July. So, here's what it looks like now. So you're going to see some stuff that still isn't quite finished yet, but yeah, this is what it looks like now. This is the setup that I'm going for, essentially. So when I did that original tour vlog back in the day, I had the entertainment center was along this wall, and I had the futon against this wall here, basically. So now everything's changed. Okay, so starting here on this, so I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do here. Basically, I was thinking of having more bookcases along here to store more games as I get more. But for now, I don't have any more games to store, so we're good for now. So I'll probably still end up getting more bookcases and kind of maneuvering them around here, basically. But right here, we have, this is where that fat model PS3 that I have ended up, basically. So back in March, when I had my last vacation, I disassembled this PS3. This was the first time I ever disassembled a console by myself, basically, because I wanted to, see the ins and outs and kind of see if I can clean it, because the inside of this thing was dirty. It was disgusting. It looked like DK Oldies had refurbished. There I go again, mention them again. Whatever. But yeah, I need to clean it and put it back together if I possibly can, basically, because it won't be easy, but yeah, basically this is kind of a process, a work in progress, I guess you could call it, especially getting those things worked out. Basically, I need more tools before I can continue this process, essentially. On the futon, I have basically all these receipts, essentially. So I keep every receipt that I ever get and store it somewhere. I always keep all the receipts I get. Yeah, there's receipts from game stores and there's other receipts, basically. I just keep the game store receipts separated. Okay, so over here we have my PS1 library. And I don't have a lot of games for, and I have a bunch of these game greatest hits copies I'd like to replace with regular copies someday. But just don't, yeah, just... The regular copies are kind of more expensive, so that's kind of difficult. But I got all the big games, basically Crash Bandicoots, the Spyro games, the original Need for Speed, some Disney games, just all the important stuff, basically. But there's other games I need to get to. But yeah, there's also Final Fantasy VII here. Good stuff. Chrono Cross. A lot of these games I haven't even tried yet, so I'll probably end up trying them on Duck Station, actually. This is my, this bookcase contains my DVD library, which I already showed you. DVD Blu-ray library, I already showed you that in a previous vlog. But right here, on this bookshelf, I also have my assortment of handheld consoles. So you got the original Game Boy, the Game Boy Pockets, Game Boy Color, 2 Game Boy Advances. One was from my cousin when she didn't want anymore. Game Boy Advance SP, my original from back in the day. DS Lite, my first DS model that I ever got. DSi XL, 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS with the built-in capture card mod on it. New 3DS XL and new 2DS XL. So that's all my handhelds, basically, for the most part. Here's my Game Boy collection. Just the Donkey Kong Lands and Donkey Kong. Essentially, that's all I got. Virtual Boy games, Game Boy Color, and the PC library is here too, which I already showed in a vlog a couple of years ago, so you don't need to see that. My book collection, Series of Unfortunate Events, Charlotte's Web. And here's where all my guidebooks are. It's where I keep all my guidebooks, in case I need to refer to them for anything. These are cases for my handheld systems. Otherwise, up here is just the chargers and the case to keep all my discs and CDs in, basically. Here's my Virtual Boy on top of the entertainment center with the controller and its AC adapter, which it uses the exact same AC adapter as the Super Nintendo, basically. So that's that. Panasonic 3DO. Haven't even tried this yet, I haven't tried this yet. Haven't seen if it works or not yet, but I got it from Press Start Games last year, as well as the PlayStation Vita, which looks very, very spiffy. Of course, I think I have to get a Vita memory card in order to play games on this. 3DO controller, weird as ever. Power Glove for NES, and 2 ROBs. I got 2 ROBs. I got one last year and one back in 2020. I think it was April. I think it was in April that year or something. I don't know, somewhere around there. Vectrex, very proud of this. Got this in April 2021 when I was down in Las Vegas with my dad. Very proud to have this in my collection. It's a very valuable console to have, with it being set up that way. Moving to the entertainment center here, we have the original PS1. This one I got back in 2013, late 2013, early 2014 at Goodwill. I need to open up and clean this thing because this is ridiculous. It's very yellowed and stuff. It just doesn't look good, but it works perfectly fine otherwise. This is my original GameCube. It's got yellowing on the plate here, so this also needs to be opened and cleaned and retro-brighted, and possibly clean might be all I need to do to get the disc reader working, but who knows. Either way, it doesn't work, so it needs a lot of work to ever work again, if it ever will. Opening up the entertainment center here, we have a Sega Saturn, Sega Master System with the peripherals and stuff that go with it, Sega Genesis Model 2 with the CD, yeah, Sega CD, and the 32X is on it. Need a light here. It's too... I can just pull it out, actually. Or I can. It's really stuck on there. Wow. I think it's kind of stuck, actually. Yeah, here's the better look at the 32X. I'll probably have a better way to show it at some point later on. I don't know. Super Nintendo. For some reason, it's got yelling just right here. I don't know why here of all places, but yeah, that's where the yelling is on this one. But yeah. Otherwise, yeah, original Super Nintendo. Super Famicom, so I can play Japanese Super Famicom games. This one also has the yellowing on it, so it needs to be retro-brighted. Inside here, we have NES and the original Famicom. Famicom also has a little bit of yellowing, so that could be resolved. That'll be something I'll have to fix at some point. I love this lever. It's very satisfying to push this. And this is the second NES I got from Start Over Games back in the day. And this one, you can see the difference between this one and my original NES. It's not yellowed, so it actually looks perfect. So really happy with the condition of that one. In here we have TurboGrafx 16, which I also got back in Las Vegas with my dad a couple of years ago. This is my original Wii from 2009. There's something wrong with the power source. Otherwise, it works fine if I can get it working. TV, Philips 720p TV from 2009 also. Blu-ray player, VHS, or VCR actually, VCR. DVD player, VHS rewinder, Roku, and all the remotes that I need to use these things. Okay, this is my AT&T modem. It's actually hooked up directly. You wouldn't know it, but this is actually hooked up through wire to directly to my PC. I have a 50-foot cable running from the modem all the way around the entertainment center, all the way through the door there and around the 6th gen bookcase up to my PC. It's a very long cord, but I wanted to get wire connection to get better internet connection basically for my PC. This is the power strip where everything to this TV is hooked up, essentially. That's what it's going to be. And this is another built-in heater that I don't use because gas heating. In the corner here, there's a bookcase that has all my DVDs and my VHS tapes. I already showed that to you. But up top, we have the ColecoVision library, Intellivision library, and Odyssey 2 library. Yeah, with the weird handles and stuff. Up here we have speakers I don't use anymore, and also this blue snowball I don't use anymore. Now, this closet is a work in progress. I'm not going to show this yet, but there's a lot of work to do here, so I'm not going to show all of this, but I will show this part here, which contains all my retro consoles, like the very old retro consoles. So at the bottom here, Atari 2600, the original 6-switch model that released in 1977, Atari 7800, and in the back there is the Atari 5200, which is the original 4-controller port model. And I think below, yeah, so there's the Atari 2600 Junior there below all these cords and stuff. So 4 Atari consoles down here. Up here we have the Magnavox Odyssey 2 with its weird keyboard system. Atari Jaguar, which I have not tested yet. I got this from Press Start Games last year, but I'm pretty sure it works just fine. I just haven't tested it yet. Another Atari 2600. This is the 4 switch ports. It's really hard to see. I can just... Here we go. Yeah, 4 switch version. Right here we have the Intellivision. This is the first very old console I got back in the day, back in 2017, I think. But yeah, it works. It's an Intellivision from 1980. So I got that. Atari Jaguar controller. IntelliVoice voice synthesis module box, ColecoVision, which I got just a couple years ago, Sega Game Gear with a permanently fixed screen, so I don't have any of those screen issues people complain about with the Sega Game Gear. 2 Atari Pong consoles, and one of them comes with the box, the original box. But I think it says Series Tel Pong, or Sears Telegames Pong or something like that. There's the ColecoVision expansion module, which you can play 2,600 games on. Sega Genesis Model 1 with the big 16-bit writing on it. Or not writing, but just the, yeah. Literally says it right there. Magnavox Odyssey, the world's first video game console of all time. And I think these are just bags here. Yeah, just bags. And up here are more accessories for the NES, the Advantage, stuff like that, Super Nintendo, 4-controller port. Up there's the NES power pad, and inside this styrofoam thing is the accessories for Rob, basically, for Gyromite. And that's basically, oh yeah, okay, right here. Forgot about this bookshelf. Okay, up here we have Sega 32X box, because I got the console, I got a completed box, basically. Genesis games, Echo the Dolphin, Tides of Time, Toy Story, Sega Master System games, 2 of them I have. The one Sega 32X game I have, Virtua Fighter, Sega CD games, Jurassic Park, Echo the Tides of Time, Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Shaving Cream, and I don't know why that's up here, Jesus. The original John Madden Football on 3DO. It's the only 3DO game I have. Okay, and then, so, for the top half of the bookshelf, we have my NES library. I don't have all the NES games, not even close, but I got a good portion of them, probably the only ones I would ever play, per se. But, yeah, you can pause if you want to see all of them, or I can just do another video on these later on, who knows. There's this, and the second shelf is right here. This box right here is Tetris on the Tengen version of Tetris, which is probably one of the more rare games to get. Here we have a Super Famicom and Super Nintendo, but also Famicom is right here, including Mother on the bottom here, actually, the original Mother. But Famicom, we got Cluckuland, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Bros. 3, Tetris, and Final Fantasy 3, and Popeye, one of the launch titles for the Famicom back in 1983. But yeah, Super Nintendo. Super Famicom, unfortunately, doesn't have end labels, but yeah, I just got a bunch of these. I can go into that library later. Genesis, Batman Forever, Genesis games, yeah. And then this shelf right here is all Nintendo 64. I'm going for a complete N64 library eventually, but this is what I have so far. So yeah, these are with all the end labels, the North American titles. And here I have all the Japanese titles I have. So these are about pretty much all the ones I'd ever want. But yeah, and there's more N64 controllers. Accessories are in here. On the bottom, Atari 2600 and 5200 and 7800. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And so that is all the bookcases. That's everything I wanted to show except for the bathroom itself, which I just cleaned yesterday. This was quite a nightmare to clean. This was the first time ever cleaning it since I moved in here, basically. There's still some rough spots here and there, like the bathtub, but yeah, otherwise looking pretty snazzy, I must say. The best it's been. And so, that is it for the tour, folks. It's all I have to show, other than the closets. That is a work in progress here. This is all styrofoam, by the way. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this crap, all this styrofoam. But yeah, otherwise, that's it for the tour, folks. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, through this vlog, if you did watch the entire thing, and if you want me to go any more in-depth on anything I've shown in this vlog, let me know in the comments, and I will do so in a future vlog. Otherwise, that is it, folks. Later. Goodbye.